All right, I had to pop in one more time this evening. Just one more time. Um, Crazy, crazy, crazy. I forgot about this little story today that I wanted to talk about. And it's very clear and apparently that special counsel prosecutor Jack Smith, he allegedly is investigating the drinking habits of former disgraced lawyer Rudy Giuliani. Now, for people who are involved in the political realm of what's been going on, you probably already known that allegedly that Rudy Giuliani has a drinking problem. And if you look at my thumbnail, if that's not somebody who has a drinking problem, I just really don't know what is. Because this man tried to dye his hair with some shoe polish. I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but back in the day, if you're my age and you had a nice pair of shoes and you want to keep them looking nice, your parents, they went out and they bought that shoe polish that had the sponge on it, and they would give you some newspaper, and you would sit there and you put newspaper inside the shoes so you could keep its form, and then you take the shoe polish and you press it down on there to the sponge get wet, and then you polish your shoes. I'm assuming that's what he used to try to dye his hair while he was intoxicated. That's gotta be it. I'm telling you, that has got to be it. It's definitely got to be what this man used. But apparently it does make a difference. It's going to be hard for Trump to use this as a possible defense in his case. Well, I didn't know he was drunk. Yes, you did. Yes, you did know that man was drunk. You knew something was not right. I mean, but then again, I'm not going to get into what we think or believe what Trump is drinking and smoking. But hey, I'm sure there was a lot of that going on, because all the stuff that man was doing up to this point, you knew he had some type of problem going on. I'm just calling it out. So the fact that Jack Smith is actually investigating this, like how often was he drinking? How many times did you witness this man trying to perform duties for the former disgraced president and X, Y, and Z? That's just not going to work out as a defense. I just don't think that's going to work. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with the Trump case right now. Earlier today, you may have heard that some of the people that are involved in the January 6th case for allegedly trying to overthrow the election and put allegedly fake electors. And I want to talk a little bit about the fake electors scheme. There's a lot of news outlets that have this video. The fake electors actually try to show up at the Capitol, but thankfully the Sergeant at Arms, because if anybody's been to the Capitol, it's like you have your Capitol Police, you have your Sergeant at Arms. There's one person who's in charge of the whole Capitol that's a police person, that is a sheriff. And I'm sure in this situation, he already knew what was going on and what was going down, because he was probably briefed about this. And so these people actually showed up at some type of side door at our nation's Capitol talking about, we are the electors. We have all the votes right here, X, Y, and Z. See, white people, they're just so bold. They'll do anything. So they tried to get in, and the guy was just like, no, you can't come in here. They're already checked in. They're already inside. They've been here. I was just like, oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I was just like, these people tried to come down here and lie, talking about, oh, we got the papers right here. We're here. And he's just like, no, they've been checked in. They're already inside. But the people who are all involved in that, who allegedly did all that stuff to try to overthrow and overturn our fair election, they they're a bunch of whack jobs, unfortunately. A bunch of whack jobs. But I just wanted to get that out there. Rudy Giuliani allegedly is a drunk. Like we already didn't know that, but hey, somebody might have missed it. Somebody might have missed it. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. Oh, and another thing, the court case, before I forget today. Today was kind of a Super Tuesday for hearings on the federal level for a lot of stuff that's going on in a lot of those cases. Like for one hearing today, many people may have heard that there was a actual court date set for the January 6th case. And that case is going to be go to trial in March of next year. Unfortunately, from what I understand and what I heard from reports is that the Trump lawyers said we're trying to do it like 2 years from now in April. And the judge actually gave them an opportunity to present why they need that much time, even though she was not going to give them that much time because they're trying to hold things out after the election, hoping that he gets reelected and he can proclaim himself king and take us all down with them. But she's just like, since you want to act like that, basically, she was just like, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be next year. And she actually coordinated with the other judges that are working other cases, like the Georgia case, where he made the call asking for votes. And allegedly claims till this day that was a perfect phone call. Oh, but anyway, I just want to talk about that little tidbit too. Giuliani's a drunk, as we probably already know. We got a court case for January 6th coming up, as far as we know, in March of next year. So that's coming up. The defense documentation case, we'll see what happens with that. They do unfortunately have Judge Eileen Cannon, and if people are familiar with Judge Eileen Cannon, she was the one who was using all sorts of delay tactics in the initial investigations and this stuff going to court. She decided to pimp things up with getting a special master, but the special master did not work out because they ended up picking someone who was about business, and he was a judge that was put in during the Reagan years, and he just did not care for the shenanigans of Trump as well either, and just didn't go for it. And then there were many appeals that went through the appeals court and stuff like that. And the appeals court kept on telling Judge Eileen Cannon that she could not do this because she did not have the power to do that. And in fact, she should have never took jurisdiction over the case anyway, because there was no significant reason for her to do that. Because there are certain reasons why, in these certain circumstances and situations, where a judge can come in and take jurisdiction over a case. But there was no reason for her to do that. She just took it upon herself because she's a Trump flunky. That's what she is, and that's what she's doing now. But right now, Jack Smith is playing her game, because as long as she keeps on trying to use her delayed tactics and stuff like that and do these crazy, weird orders that I'm not even going to get into, it's going to be enough rope for him to go back to the same judges that he was, that Merrick Garland was dealing with, to get appeals and get things completed and done over there. It's basically going to be them same appeal judges that are going to be like, girl, if you just do not stop, so I believe Jack Smith is building up ammunition, so that way when he asks for her removal, he'll have a laundry list of why she needs to be removed. So people need to hold tight on that one. But the other two cases for Georgia and January 6th at the Capitol, they are moving forward, and they are moving forward in light speed to bring justice to the American people. But anyway, now I'm officially done. Good night.